You've probably heard the theory floating around Reddit and fan forums. Luke Skywalker used a Sith crystal for his green lightsaber. Some fans even claim it proves he was flirting with the dark side. But here's the thing, that's not just wrong. It's based on a misunderstanding of both legends and modern canon. Today, we're setting the record straight, and trust me, the real story is way more interesting than the myth. If you've been in Star Wars discussions online, you've probably seen heated debates about whether Luke's green lightsaber was powered by a Sith crystal. Some people point to the color, others bring up synthetic crystals, and before you know it, everyone's confused. So let's break down what actually happened between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and why Luke's lightsaber isn't the dark side weapon some fans think it is. First, let's talk about where this confusion comes from. In the old expanded universe, what we now call Legends, Luke created a synthetic crystal for his lightsaber. Now, here's where people get tripped up. The Sith traditionally used synthetic crystals too, and those were usually red. So some fans put 2 and 2 together and got 5, thinking Luke must have used a Sith method to make his weapon. But hold on, synthetic doesn't automatically mean Sith. In Legends lore, according to the novel Shadows of the Empire, Luke made his green crystal using a small furnace and instructions he found in Obi-Wan Kenobi's hut on Tatooine. The crystal turned out green, not red, because Luke wasn't pouring rage and hatred into it like the Sith did. He was a Jedi, using the Force peacefully. Same technique, completely different intention and result. The Jedi actually frowned upon synthetic crystals, not because they were evil, but because they saw it as taking a shortcut instead of the traditional pilgrimage to places like Ilum to find natural Kyber crystals. But here's the crucial part. Luke didn't have that option. Let's talk about Luke's situation. After getting his hand chopped off by Vader on Cloud City, he lost his father's blue lightsaber, the one Obi-Wan gave him. Now he needs a new weapon. But there's a massive problem. The Empire controls the galaxy. In the golden age of the Jedi Order, younglings would travel to the ice caves of Ilum, where Kyber crystals naturally formed. It was a rite of passage. You'd meditate, connect with the Force, and a crystal would call to you. We actually see this in the Clone Wars animated series, when Ahsoka takes younglings on this journey. Beautiful stuff. But Luke? He can't just hop over to Ilum. The Empire has shut down all the traditional Kyber crystal sources. They've made it illegal to possess lightsaber components. Emperor Palpatine wanted to ensure no new Jedi could rise up, so he systematically destroyed access to everything a Jedi needed. Luke was basically working in the shadows with limited resources and no teacher physically present. Obi-Wan was gone, and Yoda was on Dagobah, dying. So Luke did what any resourceful Jedi in training would do. He improvised. He went back to Obi-Wan's abandoned hut on Tatooine, found a journal with lightsaber construction instructions, gathered parts from vendors in Mos Eisley, and created his own crystal using a small furnace. According to Shadows of the Empire, this process took him over a month of careful work. He triple-checked everything because, let's be honest, having your lightsaber explode when you ignite it would be a really bad way to go. Now, when Disney took over and created the new canon, they changed some things. Modern canon got rid of the whole synthetic crystal concept for the most part. In current continuity, Kyber crystals are living, Force-connected entities. The Sith don't create synthetic crystals anymore. Instead, they bleed natural Kyber crystals by pouring their pain, anger, and hatred into them, turning them red. It's way darker, honestly. So how did Luke get his green crystal in the new canon? According to the Star Wars comics published by Marvel, Luke meets a Kyber crystal expert named Dr. Quata on the planet Christophsis. This guy gives Luke a raw, uncolored Kyber crystal and asks him to meditate with it. During this meditation, Luke has visions of Yoda, thinks about his struggles with the Force and his training, and when he comes out of the trance, boom, the crystal is green. The color of a Kyber crystal reflects the Jedi who bonds with it. It's personal, it's spiritual. Luke's crystal turned green because that was his color, his connection to the Force. The Return of the Jedi Junior novelization also mentions that Luke used guidance from Obi-Wan's and spent time in a desert cave on Tatooine assembling the weapon, using both physical tools and the Force to bring the crystal to life. Here's something cool. When Return of the Jedi was being filmed, Luke's lightsaber was originally going to be blue, just like his father's. You can even see it in early promotional materials and trailers. But when they filmed the scene on Jabba's sail barge in broad daylight against that bright blue desert sky, the blue blade became nearly invisible on camera. So George Lucas made a practical decision: change it to green so audiences could actually see the lightsaber in action. But in universe, that green blade became incredibly significant. It represented Luke's growth as a Jedi, his independence from his father's legacy, and his completion of the sacred ritual of lightsaber construction. When Vader examines Luke's lightsaber in Return of the Jedi and says, "I see you have constructed a new lightsaber. Your skills are complete," he's not just admiring the craftsmanship, he's acknowledging that Luke has truly become a Jedi Knight. Building your own lightsaber was the final test. It required technical skill, patience, and a deep connection to the Force. The fact that Luke pulled this off with no formal training, no access to traditional resources, and no living teacher standing beside him, that's incredible. Now let's circle back to the whole Luke used the dark side theory. Some fans point to Luke's aggression in Return of the Jedi, particularly when he's wailing on Vader at the end, and say, "See, the crystal proves he was going dark." But that's reading way too much into it. Yes, Luke taps into aggressive emotions during that fight. He's protecting his sister, he's frustrated, he's terrified of losing his father forever. But the crystal itself has nothing to do with the dark side. In Legends, Luke made it peacefully using Obi-Wan's instructions. In Canon, he bonded with a natural crystal through meditation and visions of Yoda. Neither version involves Sith teachings or dark side corruption. The whole point of Return of the Jedi's climax is that Luke recognizes he's going too far. He stops himself, throws his lightsaber away, and declares, "I am a Jedi, like my father before me." That moment? That's Luke rejecting the dark side, not embracing it. His green lightsaber doesn't represent darkness. It represents hope, growth, and the rebirth of the Jedi Order. And here's the kicker. If Luke's crystal was somehow corrupted or dark side influenced, Yoda or Obi-Wan's Force Ghost would have said something. They were literally watching his journey. They wouldn't let him waltz into the Emperor's throne room with a compromised weapon. What I love about Luke's green lightsaber is what it represents for his character arc. Think about it. In A New Hope, he's given his father's weapon. He doesn't earn it. It's inherited. In Empire, he loses it. Along with his hand and his innocence, he learns the truth about Vader, and his world shatters. But between Empire and Jedi, Luke does something crucial. He builds his own legacy. He takes the scattered knowledge left behind by Obi-Wan, pieces together ancient Jedi wisdom, and creates something new. His lightsaber isn't blue like Anakin's or Obi-Wan's. It's green, unique, his own. When he walks into Jabba's palace in that black outfit, with that green blade igniting, we're seeing a fully realized Jedi Knight for the first time since Order 66. Not someone playing with their dad's hand-me-down weapon, but a true Jedi who built his own path forward. So no, Luke Skywalker did not use a Sith crystal. Not in Legends, not in Canon. He used either a carefully crafted synthetic crystal made with Jedi techniques, or a natural Kyber crystal he bonded with through meditation, depending on which continuity you follow. Both versions show a young Jedi overcoming impossible odds to forge his own destiny. The next time you see someone online claiming Luke's green lightsaber proves he was using dark side methods, you can set them straight. And hey, if you learned something new today, throw this video a like, and subscribe for more Star Wars deep lore. May the Force be with you, always.